What is up, all Barça fans and football fans? Back again with another episode of Barça Weekly or Barça News Weekly. This episode, I don't know how long this is gonna be, but we'll see how much I can speak. I'm not feeling the greatest. I'm a little bit, my voice is a little bit off, but I'm sorry for that. But I'm still gonna try to get through this. There's plenty of to talk about. A lot of different results and also things about transfers, and one in particular, of course, that is talk about. But first, let's go through some of the results recent time for Barcelona, mainly the two recent ones. First off, last weekend, or before this one that just was, week before, it was a little bit of another annoying one, to say the least. Another 0-0 result, and it's just another result, and it just wasn't there. I already said it in my other video. It just wasn't really there. Just it was frustrating. We missed a lot of clear chances, and it wasn't just. It was clear that some things were missing, and clearly those things were Frankie de Jong and Pedri, because then in the next game with this past weekend against Atletico Madrid, it looked absolutely miles better than the 2 weeks prior. It has been a total change. As soon as we have them back in the team, you can definitely see how much of a difference it really has made. Just Frankie de Jong starting, we looked way more creative up front. Yes, the finishing needs to be worked on, and some of the decision making as well, by some of our forwards. But overall, I'll get to that in a minute. But but overall, Frankie de Jong directly made a very, very good impact in the game, and we looked a way different team than we did against Girona and Getafe, 100%, and it's definitely much better. So now we're looking ahead and seeing. Just close the door a little bit. Now we're looking ahead and being thanks to this good performance, we got a really good goal as well. We got a proper goal finally. We scored after not scoring in like 3 games. Oh, we finally got back into scoring and winning ways. We did win the game 1-0, but the goal was scored by Ferran Torres, of all people, really, which is a positive for him, because he's been in the question marks as of late, just about if we're gonna sell him or not in the summer. Like, he's been one of those that are rumored to possibly be put on the transfer list, along with he and others like that. So it's possible that he could be still that. But at least this is good for his confidence that he's showing himself, and especially against a big, decisive game like this as well. So I'm very happy for him in that case. So I'm very happy that he got to score that goal. He got to prove himself a little bit more, because when he does play good, he does play good. And another player that did play well today or this weekend was also Rafinha, who has also had a little bit questionable performances in the last 2 games, but now against Atletico Madrid, he was absolutely brilliant. He was the man of the match, officially, and also for us all. Basically, pretty sure we all can agree that he was our top performer. He did absolutely incredible up front. Really showed his worth again, and really showed why he deserves a place in this team. It's really cool to see that the things that he did. He really worked well up front with the midfielders and with the others as well. He made some good runs, made some good passes, and all that. He overall had a very solid game, and it looked like he definitely enjoyed himself this time around as well. So that was really good. And before I get to some of the other performance, another defender, our main striker, which was a little bit questionable, I want to talk about the other player that came in the second half as well, which is Pedri, who had also made an absolute great impact as soon as he was subbed in. You know, him and Frankie have been our missing pieces in that midfield, and it's looking it's very nice to have him back. And they both made such an incredible impact at once, and the passing, the creativity in the midfield, the control, and everything is so much better with them there. So I'm definitely happy to have them back, and that will help us in these coming last 8 games that we have left to play. So we are looking good for the so far with them back. But also in defense, we had a pretty decently solid performance overall. You know, Marcos Alonso starting, I believe, or was it? I think so. Was it Eric Garcia? I believe it was either Marcos Alonso or Eric, I cannot remember right now, but one of them, either way, both of them played in the game. I don't know which one of them started, but I believe it was Marcos Alonso, and Eric Garcia got subbed in later, or maybe it was the other way around. But either way, both of them did well. They didn't do anything too bad. You know, Araujo worked really well once again. Solid game from him. Kunde too, and also Balde on the other side. They are working well, and even without Christensen, we have at least had a somewhat good defense. You know, we haven't conceded any goals. We have kept 3 clean sheets now in a row once again in the league. So I'm very happy about that. Ter Stegen also once again absolute massive performance by him. Some of the saves that he did, I said in my last post-match reaction, he did absolutely incredible with some of the saves that he has been the best goalkeeper so far this season, if not in the world, at least in La Liga, at least in Spain, because he's been like strolling forward so good, and he's definitely getting the Zamora trophy, and also plenty of other things too. So if he keeps this up, hopefully he will keep that form up going into next season as well, when we have an even better team, so he can keep being a good part of the squad, and hopefully he will be one of the main team captains as well going forward, because he has definitely improved himself over the last year or so and become a world-class keeper. I'm very happy that we have a keeper like him in the team. So yeah. But now to address the elephant somewhat up front, is the big Polish elephant in the room, should we say, Robert Lewandowski. He has not had the greatest second half of the season. He has dipped in form a bit and has not scored as many goals as we would have wanted and hoped for him to do. But he has scored a few goals. Don't get me wrong, he has done some good assists as well and so on. He hasn't been terrible, but some of his decision making has not been the absolute best, and I don't know what that is. Is it maybe the pressure on him, or maybe it's just he's in a bad form? But he's a veteran, so he needs to step that up, and hopefully this little dip in form will not be too long, and by next season, hopefully he will be swinging fully again with some of the additions we have we'll get to the team as well. Maybe they can help him out with more of the creativity and stuff like that. So I hope that can happen. Against Atletico, he had very good chance that Barcelona set up, and he had a clear path to put it to Rafinha on the side. He could have passed it to Rafinha. I don't know if it could have been not, but at least either way, Rafinha was open. He was clear as day open. He could have just rolled it in to an open goal. But no, Lewandowski tries instead to take a shot, and he puts it right at Oblak. And I just don't understand why. A veteran like him should know when to pass and when to shoot, you know? when it's a clear chance like that, okay, if it was more tighter or stuff like that, and there was plenty of defenders around, and I can maybe get that at times, because you don't know exactly if you can put the ball through or not. Okay, but it was no defenders in sight, nothing, clear, open way to bring the pass that Rafinha could have then slotted it in. But he decides to take a shot instead. I get that he may be trying to get goal for goal. He wants to score, but when it gets to these situations, you need to think of put the team first. You need to think of the scoreline, the team first. We could have comfortably then gone up 2-0 at that point, and definitely just finish the game off, pretty much, and not have to stress as much as we did. Make it much easier for ourselves going to the final, like 30 minutes or so of the game. But he just makes that decision. Okay, it's not the worst decision ever. It's not like it's like the most dreadful thing ever happened. We still did win the game, but still, someone like him and of his caliber needs to know when to put those true perfect passes, and not to be less selfish in those situations. I get that he probably wants to score, and I understand that fully. He has had a dip in form, and he's not been scoring as much as he would or we would have wanted him to. So I get that he tried to go, he wants to score, but in these situations, it doesn't really matter who scores as long as we can get a good, comfortable lead. And he made the decision there, but that's just what happens. But at least I wanted to address that and just give my piece on it. It's frustrating, but hopefully he can find his way back to a good form and a great striker talent that we know that he has. He's a world-class striker. Like, he's a world-class number 9. He knows what he can do, and hopefully he'll find that motivation again soon and get back to his old scoring ways. But that is the most recent results, and we're looking good, because just an hour ago or two, a game ended between Girona and Real Madrid, and Real Madrid lost that game. Real Madrid have lost 4-2 to Girona. Girona doing us a massive favor tonight. Brilliant goal by Castagne, or something like, what is his? I don't know. I remember exactly how to pronounce his name, but the Argentine forward that they have loaned from MLS. He scored all 4 goals. Brilliant performance by him. He took apart the defense multiple times. Yes, Real Madrid has a few injuries on them, but still, though, very, 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 very good performance by Girona. And that puts us in a position to possibly go, if we win against Rayo Vallecano tomorrow, we can go around 14 points ahead. Right now we're 11 points ahead, so tomorrow, if we win, we can go 14 points ahead of Real Madrid. We can reach that big margin again, even bigger margin again. So hopefully we'll be fully up for it, and we can be ready. There's some positivity in our injury to Christensen is on his way back. He has trained with the team again. I believe yesterday or earlier today he had training with the team. I don't think he'll be ready for tomorrow, but hopefully for the game after that, he can be back. Don't know yet about Dembele. We have to wait and see how that goes. He is also back in training, but there's no clear news or updates about him exactly when he can come back. And Roberto just recently got injured, so we'll see. But I think for Roberto, I think he's probably not going to be playing any of the more games this season. I think he'll be out for the rest of the games. But yeah, but that's pretty much that on the Barcelona front in that sense. Now for some other results on other places, we had in the Premier League, we had a big humiliating result for Tottenham weekend, which just was absolutely appalling and surprising how they lost in such a way that they did. It was just very, very surprising. They they lost the game 6-1. And you will think, wow, what did they face? Didn't really capitalize against them over the whole like course of the game, like where it was where they so where like some big team dominant. No, they conceded already after just 8 minutes. They had conceded 3 goals. And mind you, this is Newcastle they're facing. Not to put anything against Newcastle. Newcastle have been absolutely amazing this season. They under Eddie Howe, they have, I believe that the coach's name is, he has like made them go up to be one of the top teams in the Premier League. They are looking for a Champions League spot. They have been absolutely incredible this season. And they haven't even spent that much of their money that they have now. No, but they spent the money on the right players that they needed to get in, and with that, they have just had the best season in years, pretty much, for them. And that showed against that in that game against Tottenham. After 3 minutes, they were up 3-0. Or after 8 minutes, they were up 3-0. After just 2 or so minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, they were already got 1 goal, and after 5 was 2, and then the 80 was 3. So that alone is just crazy, and I don't know if that tells you more about how good Newcastle have been this season, or how really bad and low Tottenham have sunken this season. They are at another level of low right now. They're not doing well, and I don't know. It's the story with Tottenham is just a complicated one because they are not a title contender team and haven't been for many, many years. The closest they were that one season when they're like maybe 1 or 2 seasons. That season when they were close to possibly getting the league when Leicester won it in 2016, and also a couple of seasons ago when they went distance under Pochettino to the Champions League final. That's the closest they've been. Other than that, they have not really shown any progress in being like very strong title contenders or anything like that, or in any of the competitions they've been in. They got 1 goal back with Harry Kane, but after that 3-0, so Alexander Isak, the Swede, he scored 2 goals after that, and then by the end, I don't remember his name was, but I don't remember the goal scorers' names. They were a little bit, I cannot pronounce the first ones anyways, but they're very good goals by all the forwards there. Newcastle, very, very well made goals. And they dominated the whole game. And Tottenham are looking very, very bad at the moment. They sacked Conte like a month ago or so, and there's an interim coach now, and he's not doing any better. So it's weird. It's weird. We'll see what happens with Tottenham. But on the other side, though, we had some FA Cup results. City beating Sheffield, to like 3-0 or so to go to the final of the Wembley, and United also barely just taking it all the distance against Brighton to penalties, winning on penalties with I think it was Jesse Marsh or something who missed the penalty, I think. And then Lindelof put the final penalty in for United, and they go through to Wembley. And the first time in history of the FA Cup, there will be Manchester Derby in the final. So that's going to be interesting to see. But obviously, Manchester City are the favorites overall. They have been, like also late, absolutely cooking. They have been doing incredible stuff on the pitch. they're looking very strong. Favorites in most of the competitions they're in. Heck, even now in the Premier League, even though Arsenal has had the grasp on that for a couple months, now they're slipping. They have been bad with the results. The most recent game again, dropped points once more. They barely got back into a 3-3, but even then, that wasn't enough. City are still next game. They're facing Manchester City, and well, then also City has a game in hand. I believe it's against West Ham, I think, in a midweek next week or so. And then, yeah, after that, if they win those two games, City will be ahead and they'll take the first spot. So, uh, City is an interesting team, and they are also could do well against Real Madrid in the semi-final of the Champions League. We'll see how that goes, but they're looking to get payback for last year, so we'll see how Pep sets it all up. But they have some strong players, and they're looking like big favorites in most of all those three competitions that they're in. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. On other fronts, Chelsea still struggling, and yeah, there's not much else to say, other than that. They are in a tough situation. We'll see what this summer brings for them. In Italy, well, there's plenty of things of giving and taking away points, and Juventus are back in the top four because of that. I don't know if it can still be removed again, but there's plenty of teams that are fighting for those Champions League spots, and Napoli are still number one in the league, but beneath them, their Champions League spots need to be taken, and Roma has been holding one of those spots, and they're doing well. Mourinho is doing well with Roma. He has possibly going to bring them to a Champions League, so to play Champions League next season. So they have been doing great, especially also in Europa League. They're in the semifinals there as well. So all props to them. But yeah, that's pretty much mostly what it is about all the leagues from the world. Not much in League One, it's PSG. There's nothing else to say. Before I go into the transfer stuff, there is something to say about the recent, all the stuff that has been going on within the case and stuff. Most of the things that have been said, it's been going back and forth. Laporta has said what he needed to say. They had those meetings and all that, and it's looking more and more likely like nothing's gonna come out of it. It's Barcelona will be proven innocent in this case. It's no proof has come up that it's going against this. So it's, and also has said that Barcelona will be putting out issuing some lawsuits and stuff like that, and so to sue those publications that were spreading the false information, all that about the club, which is good, because that's just, yeah, I'm not gonna go too much deeper into it, but yeah, you understand how I feel. But yeah, but now let's get into the transfer stuff. There's not too much, but it's looking like there's not too much updates on Gundogan and Victor Roque and all that yet. It's still looking positive, so there's no negative stuff, at least. They're working on that. The biggest one though is one certain Argentine player. Besides some other stuff that's could be said here and there. Messi has been spotted. He's come to Barcelona. He has been spotted arriving at Barcelona with a lot of suitcases, and there's been rumors that in last few days he has been speaking to former teammates about a move back, and he's been there. It's definitely there on business more than vacation. It looks more like, because he, there's plenty of things that's been said in the news. So, but it's looking more and more likely like he will be able to come back. The Barcelona has officially sent in their, like, how should I say it, their plan, like, basically to La Liga, and in ways of how they're gonna be able to fund Messi's return and all that stuff. And La Liga will be able to approve that as of now. If like, I believe either, I think it's already maybe good now, or maybe I'll bite something by the end of the month. I believe they will be able to start approving that, and they can respond back, and hopefully it will be a good response, a positive response. The club believes that it will be. So after that, there's probably nothing more left to do than just to send off the offer to Messi, and start negotiating if it gets approved. So let's hope for the best, Hopefully he can come back and have a final run at the club, and possibly even win some trophies. Hopefully next season we can aim for the big ones, So yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's all that I have to speak about today. An eventful week with a lot of different things. This week has also started pretty decently. A game midweek tomorrow. Hopefully we can get that done there as well and go 14 points ahead of Real Madrid, and getting them even closer to pretty much getting that La Liga, which is all in our grasp right now, pretty much. But it's still not mathematically done. But yeah, hopefully by the beginning of next month or middle of next month, maybe it can be done that way as well. So if we keep winning, it definitely will be. So yeah, but as I told you, I believe we will be winning this league. Real Madrid are bound to drop points, and they did today. They will not be able to not do that, especially also when they have the Copa del Rey final, and they have the semifinals of the Champions League and all that. So they have other trophies to think about too, and we only have this. So hopefully we can keep going this way. We'll win all the remaining games, and we'll be celebrating a title by the end of the season. So yeah, but that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like down below, and also subscribe if you're not done that already, and ring the notification bell to get notified next time an episode gets uploaded, and other videos like of this similar kind, pre-match stuff and post-match reviews and all that, just like I did for Atletico game and all that. But at least one video a week is guaranteed, so hopefully you can stick around for that if you have enjoyed it. So yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Let's get Barça.